Crazy. I think he was right. As I sat in the audience, I looked back and I saw dump truck Dave Perry walk into the bar to get a beer. I guess the 2 bottles of wine before the matches had worn off. I approached him and I said what we've all heard 1,000 times. I want to be a wrestler. He told me where the gym was and when I needed to be there. So that night I was early. I was anxious to get started. The first guy to arrive was one of the good guys. I didn't know anything about babies and heels, any of that. It was a good guy, Johnny Jet. But he's going to be pretty excited because I'm a good guy. He's got somebody new, somebody here to help him. He basically ignored me. He was a complete jerk. Kayfabe was still alive, right? I wanted to punch this good guy. I met with the curly-headed guy, Tony Costa. He told me to go home, get knee pads, come back tomorrow. Okay, that was my first night in wrestling. The next night, I'm again greeted by the good guy, Johnny Jet. And another good guy that was equally as unfriendly, Keith Smith. By the way, his dad was the gravelly-voiced announcer, Ed Smith. And if you haven't figured out who the big guy was, that was Herb Simmons. Them, along with a few others, literally beat the hell out of me for the next several months. Every time I showed up, they beat me, trying to make me quit. Then one night, they say, okay, now we're going to teach you how to work. And the real training started. Over the next several years, I was able to live out some of my wildest dreams. I wrestled many of the most famous names in wrestling. I became friends with many of the legends. I made lifelong friends. I have sweated, and I have bled, and I've bled a lot. A whole bunch. And cried with them. Becoming a pro wrestler changed my life. I've come to the realization that Dennis Mchawes will always be intertwined and remembered as either the drill instructor or Attila Khan. Those 2 characters in pro wrestling will always be associated with me. It's who I am. I've always tried to give everything each time that I step through the ropes. I wanted the fans to go home talking about me and looking forward to coming back. I always wanted to honor the memories of those like Pat O'Connor, Harley Race, and Bruiser Brody. I always tried to give back to something that I love so much. I wanted to carry on the traditions. I wanted to leave it better than I found it. And I wanted to be a part of its history. Harley Race once said, "There's not a better place than under those lights." I would agree. I would also add, I get to live out my dream each time I walk through those curtains. I'm honored and I'm humbled to be selected to be part of the Midwest Independent Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, class of 2019. Thank you.